we ready? Oh, you okay?
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Can I get you to scoot Eazy? Actually, no, you good.
Did you put the wire in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know if the okay. It is my dog. Okay.
All right. Let me just go right like 2 inches easy.
Right.
Yeah. My
Okay.
All right. We're ready.
Ready? Before I do the drop, I just want to tell everybody I appreciate you guys. The Easy Corner Way. Got you great news. Just got a new brand deal with the clothing company Rich Society. Shout out to my barber Phil and also Mr. J Mon for kind of putting me on with this illustrious gear. I appreciate it. You can pick it up. Follow Rich Society on Instagram. It's the new wave, new clothing wear. Fits real good. Very, very trendy. I'm liking it and I love it. But we know why we're here. Another day, another dollar. You know how I grind. It's another episode of the Easy Corner. I got a big guest for y'all. I got a surprise for y'all. There's only a few people that know that this man is actually coming on my show. But the resume is flawless. As 2012, one of the best guards in the country in 2012, a guy that was heralded as number one for a very, very long time, starting at a young age. A guy that's junior NBA Brown with a commercial with the MVP Steve Nash. A guy from Bryan, Texas, Texas A&M University, North Texas, a prolific scorer in his own rights, a guy that will literally give you buckets. And one of the best things about him, he is a lefty. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Dallas, Texas, my guy, J-Mychal Reese.
Yeah,
Was that a good intro?
That was great.
I appreciate it.
That was great.
J-Mike, obviously the Easy Corner is just a platform for obviously legendary sports figures like yourself. Also, I'm a guy that's trying to really bridge the gap between like the legends of now and also with the kids of the future. So like this is what this show is about. I've been around a lot of basketball, and there's not too many elite scorers like you, but a lot of people would kind of probably tell me like, where did this interview come from? Like, where did this stem? So like a couple of months back, obviously we've been DMing back and forth. Right now that you're visiting Houston, I appreciate it. And now you're on the Easy Corner. But the first question I like to ask, how you been?
I've been good for the most part, just really figuring out life after basketball. So that's all I've been on for the most part, figuring out life, connecting with family, just working on myself for the most part. But I'm good though.
Talk about how that's like right now, because like a lot of people, like we're in the space of mental health and trying to figure out things, and you know everybody tries to put a limit just because you know the age or what you can do, because for a very, very long time like you were synonymous with the game of basketball. So how is that kind of just going for you, knowing that you know you people look at you in a different light as J-Mike the Hooper, but now you're working on yourself as J-Mike the man.
Yeah, I'm getting more used to it now. I feel like when I first stopped basketball, it was like I didn't know what to do. I was, you know what I'm saying? I probably was depressed or something like that, but I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? It took some time, some getting used to, some finding myself, or just rebranding myself, you could say, or just, you know, I feel like my family helped me with that as well. Just being around people I love and really just working on myself that way.
Man, kind of just talk about your family. First of all, congratulations, Coach. Happy retirement, but also congratulations on your state title. I think he was 37-2 this year.
Yeah.
Defeated the Mo City Darlings in Hightower High Schools to win with Fort Worth Boswell and winning that state championship on the girls' side. So, but kind of just talk about your family and how much they've meant to you through your journey.
Yeah, my family always been there from especially my parents, my brother, my immediate family, like cousins, uncles, and aunts. Like they've been there for me forever. They was there through me. They were there with me when I was going through things, when things weren't the best, when I had to switch schools. Nobody ever turned their back on me. They always loved me the same, and they always held me in a high regard, no matter what I was going through.
Talk about like the what would you feel like? You don't have to kind of go in descriptions, but the lowest stages. Like how were you able to kind of overcome those things?
I would say leaning on family and God, just, you know what I'm saying, just tapping into that, just really realizing that it's also more to life than just basketball. Like, oh, basketball might not be going, but it's more to life than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it took me some time to realize that, but I finally realized that, and I'm like at peace with that. So I feel like my lowest times, like it was probably the leaving A&M situation. That was probably my lowest time, and that also showed me how fake people could be, I guess. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because before then, before any of that happened, like everybody was my friend, everybody was cool, and then like when that happened, I felt people like distancing themselves from me and stuff like that. So I mean, the dark times also showed me a lot about myself and a lot about the people around me.
Would you say that because obviously it probably made you a better man going to A&M, but that's a place that you could almost say that you've been there all your life. Do you feel like in hindsight you needed to step away from College Station in the Bryan area to go to college? If you were to make that decision again, would it still be A&M?
Yeah, if I was to, I think about that a lot. That's something. I swear, that's something I think about often. But probably not. I probably wouldn't have went to A&M. Like looking at it now, hindsight, I probably wouldn't have went to A&M. Kansas probably would have been my first choice. But I still think like that's where I should have went to this day. But like we said, like I mean, it's part of the journey. It's part of like who I am today. Like people say, you got to go through this. So you know what I'm saying? That saying, but I don't know. I feel like it happened, like, and I'm cool with it now. Like at first I wasn't cool with it. Like I feel like even like when I finished school, like I feel like it just ate me up because I didn't even get a fourth year of college basketball. I didn't get a fourth year of high school basketball either because
You
I
did.
tore my meniscus. Our first in Vegas, like the last tournament of AAU, I tore my meniscus, so I didn't even get a senior year, and I went straight into A&M. But I only played 3 full years of high school basketball and 3 full years of college basketball.
Okay. Before we get to that, we're gonna go back and blast from a past.
Yeah.
Bryan, Texas. Kind of just talk about that community, and obviously, like we can go back to the Houston Jaguars. Oh
Yeah.
no, those days. So, how was getting raised in Bryan, but also coming to Houston damn near every weekend and for practice and to play in those games?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
So even growing up in Bryan, I feel like that's what made me. Like I'm Bryan, Texas. Like to this day, like that's my home, and I'm the only one in my family that was born and raised there. So like I don't really have family there, but I do have family because the community and just my dad being a coach for so long, and just me growing up in the gym, and I feel like that's where I got like my swag or how to play basketball, like my sauce. That's where I got it from watching older people that came before me. If some people know, like if they was around, like when William Clay,
Okay.
who went to UT
Okay.
back in the day, or Daryl Mason, who came out of Bryan High, who went to A&M, like the Kyron Nicks, like I looked up to these guys like growing up, and I feel like that's where I got my sauce, like my swag from. Because I used to think like just watching them growing up, I thought them dudes was the best players in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody could tell me different. So I feel like that's really where I got and I knew like if I could play against these dudes or if I can work out with them, I feel like I could be anywhere and make it happen.
Those guys, what do they tell you at a young age? Because like I just said, for the very long time, it was undisputed. You were the number one player in the country for a very long time and held that title for a while. What do guys like that tell you at a young age?
I feel like they probably saw, you know what I'm saying? They saw what I didn't see. So I mean, they for the most part just telling me to stay focused and just take it as far as I can, and really like listen to my dad and stuff like that. And because like as a kid, how you are maybe with your dad, you might be like, man, he just talking or just like that. But them just being in my ear, like, no, he know what he talking about. Like, listen to him and just really just watching them, because I would observe them every day. Like, I'm getting out of school early. I'm going up to practice. I'm chilling in the locker room. I'm riding on the bus with them. So really just absorbing stuff from them and just watching them really. But yeah, I feel like the ones that I feel like they been in my corner all the way up, but like and just like keeping in touch with me and stuff. But I feel like just staying focused and staying out of trouble. Like that was the main thing. Like just staying out of trouble and staying as focused as possible, and they're like the sky's the limit for that. So I feel like they saw what I didn't see. So
Talk about the Houston Jaguars, because that program there, not just only like in the city or the state, but you guys were arguably the best team in the country. And honestly, I want you to name some of those teammates, because I know I still probably keep up with them. Name some of those teammates on that team, the legendary Houston Jaguars.
Houston Jaguars. First off, I got to say shout out to the Houston Jaguars, because they gave me my start in basketball AAU wise, because growing up in Bryan, it was just the Boys and Girls Club.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like, was your dad one of those guys that you have to go seek the competition?
Yeah, because he just felt like it wasn't enough basketball. Like, Boys and Girls Club was probably like 3 months, and it's over. We had like All-Stars, and you go play like little dribblers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
little dribblers.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. And my dad would just like, we need more basketball, or you just need something outside of this. And he started hitting up coaches out here. Like, I want to name drop the teams, but I couldn't. You had to ask him like which teams he called and stuff like that, and they were just like, no, just asking like about tryouts. This probably like 4th grade or something like that.
You tell Pops I need him on the show, so whenever he comes
for
out,
sure.
you tell him I need him.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. But so yeah, him just calling teams and stuff like that, and nobody like giving me the opportunity. And then Coach Clyde, who was with the Jaguars, Clyde Smith.
Okay, Clyde Smith.
Yeah,
okay.
Clyde Smith. His son was on the team as well, but he gave me an opportunity. He was like, we got tryouts at Paul Revere Middle School.
Paul Revere,
yeah,
okay.
You know, like Paul Revere, like used to get it in over there. But yeah, we went up to tryouts and I made the team. And Coach Clyde was like, damn, like he was, you know what I'm saying? He was impressed or whatever. So, I mean, ever since then, like I was Houston Jaguars. Like that's how I got on the team.
Talk about their teammates.
I
want the teammates, because I know you had some. Because I said I probably know them. Who you gonna say? But they still crazy now. I know when they were kids, it was just like okay.
Yeah. I see Sheldon. Yeah, McClellan.
Okay, McClellan.
Sheldon, Rashid
Suleiman.
Yeah.
The legend, yes.
Yeah. LJ Rose.
LJ Rose, Mr. Miami.
Winston Shepard. Deuce Glenn.
Deuce, shout out Deuce. Congratulations, Aaron.
Braylon
Addison. He will come on the show.
Man. Jaguar, Brett Jordan. Man, it was.
Was Ryan Brown and TJ Rhodes on that team too?
Yes, for sure. And Ryan stayed on the team.
Yes.
It came with the hoops and everything.
Can you tell them that Ryan's dad was Mr. Ball before?
For sure, yes. Mr. Roger, everybody know Mr. Roger. He go in the gym, everybody know Mr. Roger. He loud. You hear him from the parking lot. First off, we pull up.
Like he was the first ball dad. Everybody talk about something. Yeah. LeVar. He was LeVar before LeVar.
Yeah, and he rode for everybody. Like everybody on the team, like he really supported and stood behind. Yeah, Mr. Rogers, and just like Mr. Rogers and TJ Rose, and just like the amount of times that I spent the night at Mr. Rogers' house, like I used to live there, because like I come and my dad to get a hotel, and I'm like, I want to be with the teammates and stuff, so he'll drop me off at either LJ house or with with Tuffy, TJ Dad, or
Yeah.
you know
Shout
what I'm
out
saying?
Tuffy,
Or
yeah.
I forgot about DJ Griggs.
DJ
also.
Griggs,
Yeah,
shout out DJ.
yeah, I
Bryce
forgot
Griggs,
DJ.
brother. Shout out DJ though.
Exactly.
DJ was a fool at Brazos
Yeah.
Sport, yeah.
A lot of people know Bryce now, but it was DJ before Bryce.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I had to shout him out because I used to stay going to Lake Jackson, staying with them as well. But
when you're around talent like that, obviously you guys don't really know what you're doing, the magnitude of the moment. Like, how did that kind of propel you? Because now you're seeing, like, in hindsight, you got professional athletes, you got GMs of colleges, you got pro football players on that team. Ryan is an engineer. Like, when you're around all that talent, like, this is like what, third, fourth, fifth grade?
yeah, that's when we started.
Yeah, third, fourth, fifth grade. Like, just talk about those times. Like, those are times that I know that you really can't even really put into words or get back.
Yeah, for sure. We was just being kids, like really just in the moment. Like now when I talk to some of them and we like look back on it and like the stuff we was doing and winning nationals like 3 years in a row, and now when I look back at it, it's like, oh, like that was really crazy. But in the moment, we was just being kids. We just wanted to have fun. We really waiting to after the game so we can go home and play 2K, get on, eat some pizza, and do
At that time, it was live. Everybody,
Yeah.
it was NBA Live.
Yeah.
It was at that
Yeah.
time, it was NBA, everybody was playing NBA
It
Live. When you think about that, like, obviously, like you said, third, fourth, and fifth grade, just talk about the competitors y'all were. Because when you name all those guys, including yourself, those are guys that don't like to lose, no matter at anything. Like, I know those guys, like, they don't like to lose.
Yeah. We used to be going at it, like even the practices, when we did have the practices, a lot of times on the weekends, hard to do during the week with people coming from different places, but the practices was crazy. Even a lot of the times we'll go stay at Mr. Tuffy house. He had the court, and we leave practice and we come here and we lowering the goals or whatever, and we going at it. Like so many fights and arguments just off. People didn't want to lose in live. You know what I'm saying? We on the game. They didn't. Yeah, we on the game fighting and arguing, but I feel like man, them times was like, I don't know, times I still think about to this day.
Give me your favorite moment of that time.
My favorite moment, man, probably just because I remember before we like started getting stuff funded, and we had to like take them long bus rides and all of that, like to Florida, to Cocoa Beach, Florida, to Springfield, Missouri, like all those. Like I feel like those times, just like everybody's families being together, playing card games, and just vibing out like that. Them probably was like some of the best times.
Give me one of your favorite plays or favorite moments on the court with those guys for the Jaguars.
Probably just probably winning that first national championship, or whatever you want to call it, nationals. Just because the teams we played, like some of the people we played, like the Yogi Ferrells and the Devontae Smith Rivieras, like the Kyle Andersons, like that time, just like beating them guys and meeting those guys and competing against them, and finally like winning a championship, like a national championship. I feel like that was probably like my best memory, or like my first memory that I can.
When you talk about that, and you talk about those great players that you name, like the Yogi Ferrells, obviously, and the Kyle Andersons, but at that time you're at the forefront. Did you feel a target on you, even though that you're at a young age? You're probably not processing it, but did you feel that extra edge when the Houston Jaguars walk in? Oh, it's like basically you're their Super Bowl.
Yeah, we used to get that, like, especially as a team. We walk in the gym, everybody looking at us, especially as kids. You know, kids like, oh, that's so-and-so. Like, you could hear it. And so we knew we had, like, a target on our back from that, like, for sure. And then we had, like, some of the top players on one team. That's when we had Big John as well.
Okay.
So me and him was 1 and 2. So it was like, it was definitely a lot of attention on us. And I could feel it as a kid, and I was, like, aware of that. I feel like to some extent I was aware of that.
We talk about third, so that's elementary. Now we kind of gonna transition to middle. So like we talk about 6 and 7. When was the deciding factor that this team was not going to kind of be together anymore. You weren't going to kind of stay with this team. What's the conversations when you know that, you're heralded, you've accomplished everything you had to accomplish on a younger age level. But now it's just like, we know your dad is a basketball coach. Now we know that if AAU then, how AAU now, people are calling. Like,
Right.
we got to go get him.
Right.
Talk about that.
I feel like Nike started to get in the fold. I was kind of locked in with Nike at a young age. I would say maybe like around fifth, sixth grade is probably when I like locked in with Nike, and then around seventh, eighth grade is when the hoops called. And matter of fact, we did the Texas Ambassadors first.
Yeah.
So we did the Ambassadors. That was like a lot of that was probably like 6th and 7th grade. We did the Ambassadors, the Texas Ambassadors. And it was pretty much the same team, though. Same Houston Jaguars team, but we just flipped from the Jaguars to the Ambassadors. And then once we went to the hoops, probably like 8th grade year, that's when we went to the hoops. And a few of us came, but then that's when like other people were coming into their own as well. And you know what I'm saying? Becoming their own player. And I feel like that's when I went with the Nike way. Then that's when I went with the hoops, and my dad said we should probably go this route.
It's interesting with you because, like, there hasn't been a lot of guys that play a string of 17U for almost like 4 consecutive summers. Because you played 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. So 4 years of 17U. Obviously with you, it was different kind of vibe because like you're playing guys to get better. What made you and your pop so confident that you can do it at an older level and not play your age group? Because a lot of people kind of recommend people like I hear a lot of old heads like they need to play up if they're that good. But then I look at like Marcus Spears and Ryan Hampton. They're the top players in the country in their class in 2027s, but they're playing 16s.
Yeah, same with like Beckham Black.
Beckham Black. So I'm just looking at it like I kind of understand you guys' point, but I understand this point that I just feel like 16U maybe 10 years ago is not as good as 16U that it is now.
Right.
What's your take on
that? You probably right on that. I'm not. Yeah, you probably right on that. It's a different era now. It's like it's a different level of basketball. It's a lot more teams now. I'm seeing like pop up and stuff. But I feel like the reason I did it and like what was best for me because. Well, first off, I feel like the reason I could do it is because just growing up in Bryan, I'm playing with juniors and seniors every day. Like I'm getting out of school in 7th, 6th grade, and I'm going to the high school. And I'm playing open gym with them every day, and I've been doing that probably since like 5th grade. But it get to 5th grade, I'm just out there for an open shot or something. Then when I got to middle school, it got to where like I'm
handling.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit. Then by the time I'm 7th and 8th grade, like I'm really playing with them. So I feel like that helped me, my confidence-wise, and then my dad was like, if you're going to be on varsity next year, you're going to be playing against juniors and seniors anyway, so why not start now against some of the best players in the country? Why not learn from Tommy Mason Griffin and Jamal Fenton, like right now?
But is it the risk of not really playing and you kind of learning, were you willing to take that risk? Because that's the only reason why I have, because like you played 4 consecutive years. So that means initially you miss playing guys your age. Then all of a sudden you miss playing a grade up and then 2 grades up, but you're playing like damn near 4 grades up. So like, do you like, when you look back on it, like you said like it was the right move learning from, but I can always say like, 16 should be playing 17s in practice anyway.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, was it worth kind of sitting there and watching?
Yeah, I think it was worth it because I did used to sit there and watch, but Coach Marlon Lowe.
Shout out Coach Lowe.
Coach
That's
Lowe.
my guy. That's my guy.
Coach Lowe, he had confidence in me and L, so he would throw us out there. It's been games that I started playing with that group. Like it's been, you know what I'm saying, it's been games where I get in and maybe I hit a few shots, so he keep me out there. I might be out there 20 minutes tonight. Like, so it really just depends, and I feel like Lowe always gave us an opportunity. Like, yeah, so I feel like he was a big part of like giving us that confidence too, because he didn't just let us sit on the end of the bench every game and not get in. Like, he'll put us in and let us get some real burn and some real time. So I feel like that, and just being able to go against people like Tommy and Jamal Fenton and Garland Green, just being able to.
For the people that don't know about Mr. TMG, because I know you saw our foolish cut ones that we be doing sometime with my group, and we did a high school cut one. Somebody cut TMG, and I was like, I would never do that. I can never do that. But talk about him, because like every Houston guy that comes in our era in this show, 3 letters, TMG. Talk about his impact in the city and how he was as a basketball player in this city.
Man, I don't know where to start. Like, Tommy was that boy.
Yeah.
Tommy was that boy, like, hands down. Like, and then just being, man, just seeing him on the circuit that 1 year was crazy. Like, just like the Abdul Gattis, the Avery Bradleys, the John Walls, like the Brandon Knights, like he cooked all of them. Like,
you saw it.
What first hand, firsthand, he was a problem. I'm sure them guys like in his class would tell you the same thing. Like, he was that deal. When kids got YouTube, y'all look that up. Tommy at Oklahoma, Tommy. YouTube ain't like it is now. Everybody got highlight videos.
Yeah.
Back then, it was
a
select few that'll get on Ball Is Life or something like that.
Like you earned that one.
Yeah,
you earned it.
Yeah, like your one video.
Yeah, you earned your one video.
Yeah.
Just talk about, because like, what do you learn from a guy like that? Because like, because the thing is, I want to know what obviously the Fentons, the like Garland Green,
Jonathan Simmons. I feel like he get overlooked out here too. Jonathan Simmons.
Why? Speak on.
I don't know why. That's what I be trying to figure it out. I feel like when people be talking about some of the top players that come out of Houston, you got to go TJ Fords and I don't hear people talk about Jawan either. They went to Milby back in the day.
39 and 39.
Tough. But I know them because Bryan High played against them. Like, I remember Bryan High played against TJ Ford at the state championship.
So the issue that I be having is that I love those guys, but I always try to keep the new kids on the block relevant. Like LJ Cryer for U of H, I saw him in high school. Like, he 34 a night. He's the all-time leading scorer in Houston public school history. I saw De'Aaron Fox. I said, hey, yo, listen, if there's one guy that can compete with Tommy on that level, because because what I see is a lot of people, the reason why I'm a strong opinionated guy, because I like my era started with Tommy and all the way until still going.
Right.
So like I said, I have a right to speak on it. The most guys that I talk to that see Tommy and see a guy like I just said, D'Angelo and obviously TJ Ford, to me, they just stop watching after they graduate.
Right.
So but I just try to tell people, these young catchers are good. Like LJ Cryer was special. Quentin Grimes was special.
Tough.
Kendrick Davis was as good as a point guard that I've ever seen in the city. So that's the only reason why I kind of try to build this show. So like there's 39-0 in Milby, J-Mychal, we know. TJ Ford, he just 75-2 at Willow Ridge. You just can't really argue that and stuff like that. But the only issue that I be having is that I'm not saying that you're like that because you're a basketball guy. You just know. But class from 15 and up, I think there are some guys that compete. Others guys that they just don't believe, like they have no shot. I'm like, no, these guys, I seen it.
Yeah. I didn't really get to watch Cryer in my high school, but I heard about him. I heard about Quentin. So like, them guys tough too, and Quentin's still doing it.
In the NBA.
Now. So and LJ just got done doing it. I'm sure I seen him in the summer league, so I know he probably about to be somewhere and continue to. And Kendrick, I used to watch him all the time at SMU.
Yeah. So like, and there's a kid that I wish that would have stayed in Houston longer. Tyler Smith, the lefty from Milwaukee, the one that went to G League Ignite.
Yeah, I didn't know he was from.
So he's from out here. So he actually went to Westbury Christian, then went to Bush, and then he went to G League Ignite. So like, he was our number one player in the state. Him and Ron Holland were battling for the number one player in the state. So like, I just try to, but I also tell the younger guys, like the J-Mikes, the Tommies. So I always try to make it even, but like I just feel like most of the guys that I talk to be so objective and just like, well, you haven't really seen high school basketball since you left or the others left.
Right.
So like, when I talk about that, talk about the state of basketball. Are you liking what you've seen in what basketball is now?
Yeah, so particularly like which part of the?
I would say high school basketball. What you see, because obviously you've seen a lot from the girls' side. I don't know if you're going to boys' games too.
Yeah.
But obviously you're in the Mecca in Dallas where.
Yeah, I feel like I forgot to mention Trayvon Landry too. He was on those teams and he doing his thing right now as a sports agent and stuff. But he got me back into like high school basketball because I disconnected from basketball for a while. But just him and his journey got me back into basketball, and he was very hip. He very hip now on like all the kids coming up now, and he knows that, so he keep me in the loop on that. But what was the question again?
Just like
the state.
Yeah.
All right, so I like it as far as like the exposure that the kids getting and stuff, and just I feel like the game is growing, it's evolving and stuff like that. So like I like it from that aspect. I feel like I'm sure the politics probably got even more crazy now. It's especially with the money involved and all this stuff. So I'm sure like I don't really know too much of that side of it, but from my seat and what I see, I like it. And I have been tuned into a lot of the girls, just like being around my dad's team and just watching them. He coached girls for the past 7-8 years, so just locking in with them and just watching them. I don't know. But the state of basketball, I don't know. I feel like it's cool, like for the most part. I don't really.
We go back to the middle school years, obviously being on the EYBO circuit. I asked you obviously about TMG. What's the conversations between you and LJ at those times? You and LJ Rose.
For the most part, we was just like, I don't know, we was living in the moment. I don't think we didn't look at it like, I don't know, like it became to like, oh, these are our peers, and especially just like being on the team with them, it wasn't like they treated us any different, and like the way that Tommy and all them guys like put their arms around us and like embraced us, it wasn't like we didn't feel like we was a part of the team or we shouldn't be a part of the team. Like it really felt like you know what I'm saying, like it was just a different team we was on.
For you to handle yourself at such a young age, because mind you, you guys are still in middle school. Now you like, it's like I always tell, I'm in education. So I know the gaps between elementary school and middle school, but middle school to high school. So the maturity level, obviously you hooped with him. You hooped with older guys, but now you're around older guys and how they conduct themselves. Just talk about the maturity and the mental that you have to play up. But you're playing up 3 age groups.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely got to be mentally strong, because I mean you coming from dominating or being one of the strongest or the fastest, or you can jump higher than these people to where these people are stronger than you, they're faster than you, they jump higher than you. So you got to be, I feel like mentally strong is to survive or practice with these dudes, or you know what I'm saying. And just as far as maturity wise, I feel like I always been kind of mature, or maybe I think it was like growing up in Bryan again, just like getting out of school, rushing up to the high school. So I'm around high school kids every day. I've been around high school kids since I was 3. I'm running in the locker room, hanging with them, riding on the bus with them and stuff. So I feel like in that aspect, like I feel like I was mature, like to be around them in that aspect. Like they didn't look at me as I'm childish, or like, you know, like me and Tommy had like a good relationship. Like with shoes and like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was big on the shoes, so it would always be like, hit me before the term, like, what shoes you bringing? Like, little stuff like that. So, like, I don't know. They just made us feel like we were just part of the team.
Is there a point that you playing up, was it just no doubt? Because was it there any doubt that I'm the number one player in the country in my class?
I felt like I was, even when I started playing up, even though that's when my ranking started.
Yeah, because you couldn't really play.
Yeah, that's when my ranking started to drop. Like those are the years. But my dad was like, that's not
the end goal.
Yeah, that's like, all right, cool. But like that's not what we aiming for. Like, okay, cool. Like you drop to number 20. But he was like, it's gonna come back around and you're gonna play these dudes again once you about like 10th, 11th grade. But I feel like those, even like the AAU, the way I played in AAU, especially high school, compared to how I played at Bryan High, is two different things.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
is.
I'm on a team with 10 Division I players out here.
High major.
Exactly.
High major.
So
high major.
Exactly. So it's like I might get 10 shots a game or maybe 8 shots. It depends. Like she may be cooking tonight. So
Hey, he cooks a lot of nights.
for sure. So it may be his night, it may be Dot night, it may be Keith Frazier night. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
We did play with Keith, and Keith is a year younger than you. Yeah.
Yep. And shout out Keith. That boy.
There is one guy I do want to touch on, and I never got the chance to have LJ or Rashid on the show, but I want you to touch on this name, Mr. Toby Oji. Obviously, the number one player in the city in 2010, probably the best player in the state in 2010, got into a car wreck the night of prom, didn't get to make it to Texas A&M. But I want you to talk about Toby on the court, but also the stories off the court and who he was as a person. Because a lot of people forget about him amongst the Houston Grapes.
That is
true.
true.
Toby Oji. I'm a Nigerian guy, so I take a lot of pride from their high school, the 6'8" big who was committed to Texas A&M. Talk about him.
Yeah, Toby, first off, RIP to Toby. But man, Toby was I'm gonna start off the court. Like Toby was a great person. Like I ain't never seen Toby like not excited or not smiling or like playing around, just having a good time. Like Toby was that type of person. And just on the court, Toby was a beast. He could do everything from blocking shots, running the court, step out and hit a jumper. He was still doing hook shots and you know what I'm saying, post work. And Toby was on his way. And
do you ever think about he would have been your A&M teammate?
For sure. He has a locker at A&M.
Okay.
He has a locker, so every time we went into the locker room, you see Toby, like you see Toby name right there, and he definitely would have been my teammate if he would have still been there.
Yeah.
But because ain't no telling if he would have got there and he would, because he was 10. He was 10, so 2 years older than me, so that'd have been going to his junior, sophomore, so he might have been ready to get up out of there. But
because I know that day specifically affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
How did it affect you that day when you got the call? Because obviously I know that you got the call pretty early.
We was at a tournament when it happened. Whew. We were because it happened on a Sunday
after prom.
Yeah, and we were down here at a tournament, and I think we had just finished the game, and we're about to head back to Bryan, and I forget somebody on the team was like they broke the news, and it just like everybody was like shocked, like what? Couldn't believe it, like. That was crazy. That was a crazy. Like I remember that day, just like the ride home was just like what? I just like, especially like somebody like Toby, like out of all people, Toby, man. And I just know like, I still like to this day it's crazy. Just like the thing, it leaves you like speechless almost like
because like that's probably one of the what could have beens, or just like we know that he would have been successful on the court and off the court.
Yeah, because I mean that was so prom is like what in May.
Yeah, May.
So he was. I'm sure he was getting ready to leave to the A&M probably the next week, next couple weeks. So it's just like, like the could have been in that situation, and I feel like just like A&M keeping his name alive, like me walking in the locker room every day, seeing Toby, like his locker, his jersey that they have for him is just surreal almost, like, yeah. But definitely unbelievable, like.
I had to give him his flowers.
For sure.
Because I
Definitely.
said, I think you're the first person I've actually asked about him. I've asked about him because I've had a lot of guests, but I don't really hear his name get mentioned as much. But I know who he was to the city. I know he was the number one player in the city in class of 2010.
Yeah, and it was well deserved too. And just being with him, going to tournaments and stuff, and him going up against other top bigs in the country, and just like that, you would see it. Like he got up for those games. Like the certain ones, like low know how to. Oh, they got so and so. Like, you know what I'm saying. Low know how to get that, like, that spark out of you. And Toby will be like, yeah, and you'll see it. Like that game, Toby he a beast. He everywhere. Like, and Toby was a dog though, for sure.
You enter Bryan your freshman year. Obviously, your dad is the head coach at Bryan. Just talk about it, man. Your freshman year, we know who J-Mychal Reese is. So just talk about your freshman year of high school.
Yeah, I definitely say my first off, like, my team was that was like probably our best year. Like my best year at Bryan was probably my freshman year, when we got like up to 5 in the state. We won like 23 games straight. But coming into that year, I rewind a little bit, but coming into it, I was kind of like, I really didn't know how the team was going to accept me, or like, I thought, like, I'm looking at it like, are they going to be like, oh, he on varsity because his dad the coach? But it's not that. But that's how I'm thinking in my head. Like, is that how the team is gonna, like, look at it?
The only reason why I find it hard to believe, because it's just more like you're going and hooping with them every day. Like, they know that you're coming to play varsity.
Yeah.
Like, I know people will look and be like, he's not playing freshman. And how do you think that way, knowing that these are guys that you've been knowing since you were yay high? Obviously, they know what you did. You're a 7th and 8th grade. Well, you're an 8th grader playing on the EYBL Circa 17 U team. Yeah. But they better.
Maybe just me being modest, or just being like, not wanting to step on toes and stuff like that. But from the first practice, from the first time I got around them, like, they embraced it. Like they gave me the confidence to. I mean, I got all state as a freshman.
And I was going to ask about that, because I asked LJ Cryer, how was it your freshman year walking in there? And he looked at me confidently, like the confident. He don't say. I knew he wasn't trying to be cocky, because I know the work that he puts in.
Right.
He said, "Easy." Like, we walked in there, me, Eddie, and Wesley Sellers, and we started trapping. And I started scoring the ball, and at that time they knew what time it was. Yeah. So like it wasn't nothing to be said, but like, I'm not trying to say it as a cocky guy, but like, they know what it is. Like, they saw it.
Right.
So like, but to me, I felt like it would be an easier transition for you, because these are guys that you hooped with.
Yeah, they know me my whole life. Yeah. I grew up with a lot of them guys.
But for them to make you the guy, do you remember what time, like, okay, we got to kind of hand the keys to him, because he's our best player? Yeah,
probably our first game. I remember my first game was at Pflugerville Hendrickson, or something like that. We played them the first game of the season. Yeah. Or like, it was like one of the first couple games, and I probably had like 22, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and like after that game, they was like, all right, Mike, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we got you. Like, rock out. Like, you the PG. You could go for it. And yeah, shout out to my teammates. Like,
shout out.
Todd T, Spokes, the Corian Burleson. They know about the Corian Burleson. He was our leading scorer that year too. He averaged a good 20, 25.
Is he all state too?
He had to be All-State that year. I can't remember. He had to be All-State. He had to be. And just the winning we did, we won 23 games straight. We lost to Mesquite Horn in the playoffs. Like, I remember that, though. I remember them, like, being confident, give me the ball at the end of the games, or just, like, comfortable with me having the ball at the end of the games, making plays. Like,
When you say your team trusts you, what does your coach say? Because obviously your coach is your dad. So what is he kind of telling you? Because my whole thing is, like, at the end of the day, you're, like you said, you're being a modest guy. You kind of, peep the scene and fill out the scene. What does Pops tell you? And Pops is the head coach.
yeah, he just, like, he want me to be comfortable and go out there and just do me, because he see me on a day-to-day. We in the gym. We've been in the gym every day since I was this small. So he knew what I was capable of. It was just a matter of me, you know what I'm saying, keeping my foot on the gas, or not letting up, or just being confident, like, that in the work that we put in. So he just taught me to play the right way. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might score the ball, but I wasn't like, I'm gonna overshoot to score the ball. Like, he taught me how to play the right way. So just a matter of, like, being aggressive and just being confident in myself. Like, that's what it was with him.
Sophomore year, obviously, sophomore. So take me into your sophomore year. Obviously, you lose to Mesquite Horn. What are you trying to get better at? Now you're in year 2 as a varsity guy. What do you try to get better at?
Getting stronger, working more on, like, on my outside shot. I feel like that's something I struggled on my outside shot growing up, because my dad, the way he taught me to play basketball as a kid was learn how to dribble, learn how to get to the rack, mid-range and stuff like that. That's why I was good in mid-range or whatever, because that's why I grew up learning that, and he didn't want me to be a kid. Yeah, be a kid and you chunking it up from the 3, and now you can't shoot. Like, your shot might be different, or you're not really, you know what I'm saying? But that's why, I mean, when I was a kid, nobody could stop me from getting to the goal, like, or my flow, like.
And especially you're a lefty.
Exactly. And people would be telling me, like, force me right or something, but I dribble with my right hand more than I dribble with my left. So it's just like that type of stuff. But going into my sophomore year, just getting stronger, understanding the game more, trying to help it slow down some. My shooting, like I said, just being more of a leader. Yeah.
Talk about that year, because I think that was the year that you actually did come to Elkins and play Elkins. You played Elkins at Elkins.
Yeah, we used to play Elkins like every year.
Yeah.
Chance and Bradford, them, we used to play them every year. And I used to look forward to them games because I knew those guys.
Yeah.
I used to look forward to playing against any Houston team because I knew, like, somebody on that team that I know. So I used to live to go play against Elkins, or when we scrimmaged Bel Air one time. It was a scrimmage we had at Bryan High. It was a close scrimmage when they had Toby and them, Toby and Sheldon.
Them 7D1s.
Yeah.
Them 7D1s.
I think that might have been my 10th grade year when we did scrimmage them.
Yeah, because that was their last year. That was Toby's last year, 2010, yeah.
But what was the question again?
Like you just kind of just getting up for those. You say you.
Oh yeah, playing Elkins. But I remember we would go there, then they'll come back and play us the next year. But I used to live for them games, like, and I feel like I'm proving something against a Houston team or whatever, or against a.
Did you still feel that way, even though that they knew? Because at the end of the day, they knew that you were still one of the big dogs in the city, regardless if you're from Bryan or not. Like, they know. Did you still feel that way, that it was still a slight that you're from Bryan?
Yeah, I feel like that to this day. Like, when people talk about Houston basketball, I know I didn't play high school basketball in Houston, but I played in Houston. I was here every weekend. Like, during the week, my dad could probably tell you how many miles he put on his car just coming back and forth to Houston. Like,
Give me a hypothetical. Is there a time that it was close that you're probably going to come to Houston and play high school basketball?
My dad could tell you this. It was probably like, this was when I was younger, probably like 5th or 6th grade, 7th grade. And I used to, like, we going back home one weekend, and I'm in the car, like, almost crying to him, like, we come down here every weekend. Like, why? I just want to go to school out here. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? He could tell you, like, I wanted to come to school out here. I wanted to, bad.
Shut that shit down.
Bad.
Shut that shit down.
Yeah. Like,
2012 would have been crazy.
Yeah,
if you were like you fully healthy in a 2012 season, or even honestly all your seasons, it probably would have been crazy. we talk about that. There is one thing that I do want to kind of also touch on. The big three. You, Rasheed Solomon, LJ Rose. Like when I think of you, I think of them.
Yeah.
And
A lot of people do.
yeah, I wish that we can all get this 3 interview together one day, but it'll happen. I'm gonna speak that into existence.
We gotta get that done.
Yeah, but like, just talk about those 2 guys because I just feel like those are guys that's been by your side, and you know what I'm talking about, like through the highs and lows when you were number 1 to number 20, like battling through injuries. Talk about how much those 2 guys mean to you because it was really important for me to get you on because I kind of just wanted to, get you to explain your dynamics, especially with those 2.
Yeah, man, they're my brothers, and we, like we said, we go back, and once we got on the team, it stayed like that, regardless of maybe somebody left the team or came back, but we always were together. Like Rasheed left and played with franchise for a little bit, but he came back. So it was like, but man, them dudes, even when I was maybe the number 1 player, I used to look at them like we all just as good. Like we should all be number 1. Like that's how I looked at it. Like y'all, we all just as good. But just being with them, pushing me every day, like being in the gym with them, like. I used to think Rasheed, to this day, I feel like can't nobody outshoot Rasheed.
Okay.
If we want to just, man, just like straight up, like just shooting the ball, Rasheed is.
You saw yourself being number 1.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at the ascension of Rasheed on what was going on? Like, wait, when did you got to know, like, yo, this is Mickey, he might be Mickey D's?
When he started getting like a little taller, I feel like probably once we started hitting middle school and he started getting taller and his handles started getting Coach Ward, he used to work out a lot with Coach Ward. I'm sure some people know Coach Ward, but I guess really with him, you could probably ask him like when it turned on for him, but I'd say like going into high school, like when we got around that age, that's when I seen like Rasheed like really turning up.
In AAU, about those 2, obviously, there's probably some whispers like Rasheed, LJ. You guys are just as good as J-Mike. Do you guys really need to be there? How did you guys kind of cultivate through all that? Because I know there was a lot of guys a lot of teams that was trying to pull you guys from each other and try to pin one against each other. But for you guys to 3 still finish something y'all started with the Jaguars, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah. I feel like that's what it was, just us being like actually brothers and like family, and our parents also being close as well. I feel like that helped because, I mean, at that age, especially when you're younger, that's how the division come, probably through the parents. Like somebody will come talk to the parents like, oh, your son need to be over here, or you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I feel like our parents being close like that and just us being close, like we didn't care about that.
There's a question I need to get off my chest because obviously there was a lot of rumblings. Who was the best team in the city in that era? You know, I look at 4 teams. The Hoops.
Defenders up there.
The Defenders.
Yeah.
Texas Pro.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give love to the Houston Hoop Stars because I think they had a hell of a squad with Cam Ridley.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I have to explain. Why would your Houston Hoops teams beat any of those teams?
Well, we actually lost to the Defenders, so shout out to the Twins. They, I don't know what.
I love Aaron, bro, because Aaron gets on me. Aaron gets on me. So
they did beat us. They beat us. Mm-hmm. We only played them that one time because they was Under Armour.
Yeah.
So it was hard to like. I don't think we ever played maybe played the Superstars like growing up, but I don't think we played them when. People don't know Cam used to live in College Station too. I played against Cam really in middle school before he moved to Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we played them once though, and they beat us. I can't tell you the score or nothing like that, but But I feel like if we would have played them like in a 7-game series, it could have, you know what I'm saying? We could have got the best of them. They could have got the best of us. Like I feel like it was that type of matchup. But
Texas Pro.
no, I'm saying
Oh, no.
Texas
I
Pro?
was going to ask about Texas Pro.
You saying like when they got like Isaiah
Yeah,
Austin,
yeah.
Texas Pro? They was nice. House, they was tough. We never played them either, but
Everybody wants to see that.
yeah, they was tough.
Everybody wanted
They
to
was
see that
tough.
because I feel like that was a motivated team. Like you
Yeah.
had guys on Houston Hoop 16. You had Coach Lowe. I would have paid to see that game.
That would have been showtime. I don't know why that never happened, but yeah, they were real good too. I give it to them for sure. Them, the Twins, the Superstars. Even D'Angelo and them, this was growing
Franchise,
up.
yeah,
The
yeah.
franchise
The
was
Celtics,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. The Celtics, but then, yeah, when they went to the franchise, that was a nice team as well.
I talk about D'Angelo every time because he's the guy that I grew up with. He's the guy that was in the Fort Bend district.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that I've always considered one of the best players I've ever seen. Talk about D'Angelo because I know that the accolades don't show, but he is just as good as any one of those guards.
Oh, for sure. And it's crazy because when we used to play them, when he was on the Celtics, him and his brother, I used to be like, damn, why they on this team? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it was for him. I feel like when he got on franchise, it changed. But like growing up, like he used to, I'm talking about it's him and Dre, and one might had 30, the other one had 25. Like we'll beat them or something. Like, but it's close games, and it's like, man, these two dudes like.
Get him off.
What?
Like,
And D'Angelo, man, you talking about shooting? He up there too. I come on now.
the guy.
Come on now.
Episode coming out soon.
Come on
Episode
now.
coming out soon.
But yeah, come on, that's a legend right there.
Obviously, you said you missed your senior year and stuff like that because of what hurt me. What did that kind of do for you mentally?
That was my first time having surgery. I tore my meniscus in our last tournament of the summer in Vegas. But I feel like it was a rough year for me, but also it wasn't too bad, I guess. Because
Because you came off a stellar junior year, averaging 28 and stuff like that. People don't know, like, your junior year was very, very, very underrated.
career high.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like if I could have got a senior year, like maybe I would have, I don't know, maybe I could have snuck in the McDonald's game or like a Jordan Brand Classic or something like that. But I feel like that hurt me as far as like the rankings and stuff because I really dropped in. Like once I got hurt and didn't play, like
Because I just felt like you got hurt and then House of Sins.
yeah, he was on his way. I remember I can't remember the team he was playing on before Texas Pro.
He played for the Hoop 16s, but then he played for Texas Elite.
Yeah.
I remember him playing for Texas Elite.
I think that's where I seen him at. We was at Mr. Roger was talking about him. Matter of fact, we had just finished playing and he was like, yeah, Daniel House in this other gym or whatever, and we went over there and I was like, damn, I was impressed with him when I saw him. That was my first time like seeing Daniel House, but after that I seen him like I did not see him. You feel me? And then when they were on the hoops, we used to practice together. So I could say I seen him, like, you know what I'm saying? And I saw like just the athleticism, like back then it was like, yeah, not too many people was doing that.
How good was your 2012 class in the state?
Man, it was crazy, especially when you want to go to Dallas with the Isaiah Austins and the Marcus Smarts. But just staying in Houston.
Oh, I forgot Marcus Smart and Isaiah Austin.
Yeah, Phil Forte was in that
Forte,
class.
yes.
Man, I know it's some other people out there that I'm forgetting, but just in the Houston area alone, it was crazy. With the Damian Dotsons, the Clyde Santee was in our class, Winston Shepard, Rasheed, LJ,
Bradford and Chance.
Chance.
Braylon was still hooping at the time.
Yes. All them, man, it was tough.
You get to A&M now. Now it's A&M. Your illustrious high school career has closed. A&M, obviously, your dad is an assistant goes to be an assistant at A&M.
He did that my senior year.
Your senior year?
Yeah, my senior year, they hired him after my junior year. So my senior year, he was on staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's big. So that means he coached my boy Elston Turner.
Yep.
Okay.
I played with Elston.
Oh,
too.
you played? That's my guy.
My freshman year.
Yeah, that's my guy.
One of the best scorers I've played on the team with. But Yeah.
He's supposed to be. He's coming on the show.
Yeah.
He's my guy. I still talk to him.
I was on the team when he
hit that 40 against Kentucky.
I was there. I was in the building. They gave that boy a standing ovation.
And I'm a Calipari guy, so when he did the 40, I was like, not him getting 40 on my yeah.
He hurt him bad.
Yeah. So just talk about your experience at A&M.
Well, so I feel like that was my first year playing basketball back because I sit out that whole year. So
Did you feel different?
I did. I didn't even feel like myself like my freshman year. I was still recovering or whatever. But especially once my dad got on the staff, I was able to come up there some days and get with the trainer and start like my recovering process. But I feel like going through my year, I was still recovering but playing. But it was a learning experience. And that first off, that like I'm getting back to playing. Like this is the first time I'm playing basketball since my junior year, since Vegas. So just like I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like I didn't get a senior year to like prepare for that. Like I went straight to the fire, and now I'm learning college is a whole different game. So I'm learning a whole different game, a whole different speed while still recovering my knee.
Talk about that. Talk about like what are you learning within, like you said, different speed. But just talk about like how is college a different game coming off of senior high school? Because right now we're in an age that high schoolers players not almost even getting recruited.
Yeah.
They got to go JUCO. Like the transfer portal is big. So just kind of just talk about like what do they need to prepare for these young guys.
It's a different game. It's a different grind. I mean, just as far as like a lot of the stuff you did in high school, if the people who do like you get there your freshman year and you're doing the same thing you was in high school, like those are like generational type people. Like those are the one and dones, the maybe 2 years. But for a lot of people, it's an adjustment period. Like you might not be the top player on the team. The plays might not be drawn for you. So it's more like learning the system, whatever system you in, and maybe even learning a role. You know what I'm saying? Learning a role that you're not used to. So I feel like that was the biggest adjustment, I would say. But I would say also playing on teams like the Hoops and stuff like that prepare you for moments like that. Or even playing with Tommy and them. When I was the youngster on the team, it prepared me for moments like that because maybe I wasn't as confident. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it circled back to that. Like my dad was preparing me for this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I was prepared in a sense, but just as much as just like learning the game and you can't do this against these people or that pass not gonna make it or you know what I'm saying? Reading the game more, just like being more knowledgeable about the game. I feel like that's gonna help you the most in college.
Back with my boy J-Mychal. He's explaining just the Texas A&M ways and the college ways. Obviously, like I just said, just kind of just talk about your development at Texas A&M, you know, because you were you playing for Coach Turgeon?
No, that was his, he had just left. I was under Coach Kennedy.
Coach Bill, okay, Billy
Yeah,
Kennedy.
Billy Kennedy.
Okay.
It was his second year.
Okay, so just kind of just talk about that because obviously like how we just kind of just discussed about the college speed, but also when you discuss that, I want you to actually the importance of the student athlete portion.
I feel like that was, especially at A&M, like just getting there in the summer, like that was I probably graduated when I went to my high school graduation. I was already living on A&M campus.
Yeah.
So just like getting there and getting acclimated with the school and just the early study halls, the 8 a.m. classes for freshmen, like just you knew like I mean without this you're not gonna be on the court. So like, and we knew that like growing up in high school and stuff. So I always took like the academic side serious. So I wasn't like it wasn't like some people probably don't do a lot of work in high school or don't have to do a lot, but it wasn't the case for me in high school. So
your dad is the coach, so you better do the work.
Exactly. So I feel like the academics part wasn't a big adjustment for me. Maybe just like fitting in the academics with everything else going on with the early two-a-days and all that, just and having to go to class and come back to this, and it's a lot.
I was gonna say this is an important kind of statement I want to make. You were there the time Johnny Manziel was there.
Yeah.
and Mike Evans running wild. Just talk about how hot A&M as a commodity when number two when number two Johnny Manziel, because that was like, you were probably there the year they beat Alabama, and everybody going crazy.
Yeah, my freshman year, that's when all that took place. That's when he became the starting quarterback, and that year happened. But I feel like before the year, we didn't see that happening.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
When it took off, like, man, because I mean, A&M, like A&M is a football school to begin with.
Of course.
So, man, he had the school.
Because everybody wanted to go to A&M at that time.
Yeah, he turned it up. I remember having a class next door to his. And I remember walking out of class one day. This was when football season had started. And it was like a line of people, like, you know what I'm saying, like waiting for him to come out the class, like to the point where I'm sure he didn't have any more classes on campus after that because this is a distraction. And then like the people in the class probably not paying attention because this is Johnny Manziel right here. But even Mike, though, I knew Mike growing up when he played with basketball. I didn't know Mike was cold like that in football.
Me either. Yeah, I know him for basketball.
Yeah. When they told me he was going to A&M, I thought like he was going to play basketball, and they was like, no, he's going to play football. And I'm like, damn, Mike played football. And they was like, yeah, he a beast in football. And when I started watching him at A&M, I saw what everybody was talking about. But as far as like the school, like they turned it up.
Because I said those are almost A&M's prime years. Like,
yeah, those football games, like the tailgates, and
you didn't miss it. I know.
No, we didn't miss it. We didn't miss it. And like just after the games, like because everybody it's a party after the game.
Yeah.
So, man, like
the times.
Yeah, and like man, Johnny Manziel. After my freshman year, they built like something connected to the study hall, like it was where we eat and stuff like that. Like it wasn't there before. Like before that, it wasn't there. We come back next year, we got a cafeteria where they serving steak. It's like it's crazy.
Johnny, the Manziel effect.
It was after that year.
Just talk about, obviously, the basketball part of A&M. Like, obviously, A&M has had a lot of great players from AC Law to Chris Middleton. You said Donald Sloan, obviously. My boy Elston Turner. I'm gonna throw him in there. DeAndre Jordan,
BJ Holmes.
BJ Holmes. A-Lee, shout out. He will be on the show soon. He already told me.
H-Town legend, for sure.
Yes. So just talk about the basketball part of A&M, though.
I see, like you said, I've been going around A&M or being around, and I used to go watch them practice when I was a kid or going to the camp. So just like Aggie basketball was just big in College Station because it's the only team there, first off. So just like I grew up with the Billy Gillespie era. I remember when DeAndre was a freshman there, and I knew DeAndre already because playing with Jordan and stuff. We had Brett. So man, I was just excited to be actually be in an A&M uniform. Like I remember watching AC Law and Donald Sloan and BJ Holmes and Chris Middleton. Like I grew up watching these dudes and going to the games when the Big 12 was.
The Big 12.
Yeah.
Kansas State, Texas, all of them. Obviously, you start to transfer to North Texas.
Yeah.
What kind of came into that decision for you to be a Mean Green?
Really, Coach Tony Benford, who was the coach. I knew Tony Benford when he was at Marquette, and he recruited me at Marquette. And so just like reconnecting with him, we could fast forward a little bit though, but I mean rewind.
Yes, rewind.
To me leaving A&M.
Okay.
What got me in trouble leaving A&M, right? So that happened. And then that was my sophomore year, right? So, my sophomore year, I probably played like 6 games. It was at Christmas break. That's when I left the school or whatever. But and I came out here actually with Coach Lucas, and I was with him for a good amount of time.
Shout out Luke.
Yeah, and that's how North Texas got in the fold because I would be going to Fondy with him, working out and stuff. And some coaches knew I was like looking to go back to school or whatever, and North Texas was a team that came to Fondy a few times, just like watching me work out, and that's where I built a connection back with Coach Benford. But they were one school that still wanted to like give me a second chance, or like didn't turn their back on me, because it's crazy, because I went from my junior year or whatever, senior year, getting recruited by you name it,
Every
right?
team in the country.
But till my sophomore year, I didn't recruited by none of these schools no more.
How does that make you feel? Because we're going to actually kind of even rewind back. Like you said, you've been recruited since your junior year, but you were heralded since third grade.
Right.
And now, like, for the first time almost in your lifetime, you don't even know if you're going to go play college basketball, something that you've prepared this moment for a long time. Talk about that time.
Yeah, that was probably, basketball wise, that was probably like my downest time, like basketball wise, because I'd never been in that type of situation where like, am I gonna play again? Do schools want me to come play? Like I was in that type of state. Like I didn't know. Like it's like the recruitment process of it made it seem like am I, because I'm still I could still play. Like I'm still a good player. So I didn't understand, especially at that time. I didn't understand why people were like
Not taking the chance.
yeah, not even wanting to, you know what I'm saying, give me a chance. So that's why I'm forever in debt to Coach Benford and UNT, and that's why it made my decision easy. Like he didn't look at me like I was a problem or this and that. He was like, I believe in second chances. I believe, like, you know what I'm saying?
The one thing I want you to kind of just say in the camera, I want you to kind of just give advice to the younger viewers on recruitment, because a lot of I hear is go where you're wanted. Just talk about it, because you've been recruited by almost every team, every college in the country, high major college in the country. What would be your advice to a younger viewer that's highly recruited, highly touted?
Yeah, I definitely say go where you want it. Go where, if it's a school that's been rocking with you for the last 4 years, compared to like, because I know how players get like on the ascension, like they get more and more like recruits. But I say just go where you want it. Go where like you can tell. I mean, I guess it's hard, but go where the coach like really cares for the players. Mm-hmm. Even maybe like after basketball, because I mean the ball's gonna stop bouncing. So just go somewhere where you want it, like where the coach, where I say like where it feels like a family, and where the coach is just gonna be real with you for the most part. I feel like it's not all about the look of the school. I'm sure that could probably like, it's not all about the look of the school. It's more so about the fit too. Go where you fit, where you can see your game translating and fitting in that system. I feel like those are the main things.
It's objective. I said I can't. I said I'll never do it. I'll never.
And if you look at the rankings over the years, like, and you see like, and when you check the guys who made it to the league out of those rankings, like some of them dudes wasn't, like Caruso wasn't a top 50 kid. Like
Malcolm Brogdon is my class, and he was like 100.
Right, Royce O'Neal,
Yeah.
who he was in my district. Like he played, me, him, and Caruso were all freshmen and stuff at the same time. But like, them kids weren't, as we were kids, they weren't ranked high. But a lot of times, it's not about where you start anyway.
I always felt like with scouts, it's almost, I don't like it sometimes, because it's not hard to kind of assess if you're watching who the best player in the gym is, but I just feel like everybody uses the same name. It's rather they just mix up the order. Mm-hmm. So it's like, to me, you're not really discovering anybody. So it's just, to me, just be just a force, like, nah, these players been good. It doesn't take like a dummy to see like, oh, yo, that kid got it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I be thinking. I was like, to me, is like after the first 10, I think scouts start BS.
Yeah.
After the first,
I can see that.
Yeah,
after like, I remember growing up, like just some of the people that is like I feel like it's political with that too, or just like the people who are evaluating, like, do they do just because you doing the rankings or evaluating the rankings don't mean like you just know the game like that, or you just
Because I'll tell somebody right now. I'm the first one to tell you I don't know no X and O's. I can research all day. I can give you history, but X and O's, I said,
that's
not
not you, right?
that's not that's where I stop. That's where I stop. I said I can watch it, but like nah, you
You
good.
gotta know yourself.
Yeah. So it's all good. But like North Texas, the experience though, like you said, you're forever indebted to Coach Bedford. Like just talk about him kind of giving you that second chance to kind of. And it's unfortunate that you didn't get a senior year. Just kind of just.
Yeah, and then I had to sit out my first year there. So that was I remember like going back and forth with the NCAA on that, and then the day that like we had a meeting and with the AD, it was me, the AD, Coach Benford with the NCAA, and I remember that day when they told me I wasn't gonna be able to play after I just sat out a year and a half from, you know what I'm saying? I set out the rest of my sophomore year when I came back, and then fast forward to 2014, I think is when I went out there and having the red shirt again. So it was just like I was just ready to get on the court at some point, but then the next year come around and I finally get on the court and I'm playing is back to normal or whatever, and I hurt my knee again. That my junior year at
UNT.
yeah, I tore my patella tendon. This was during the season though. Like I had a knot on my knee, and I thought it was just from like you bump knees with somebody and you get like that knot right there. So I'm chalking it up to that, and I'm telling the trainer like my knee hurting or whatever, and he just like all right, let's go go get it looked at, like see what's going on with it, and we probably like 15 games into the season, and the doctor was like, yeah, it's your patella tendon. Like, you're probably going to have surgery. And this is during, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it right now. Like, because I was doing all right. Like, I couldn't, like, I was limping some, like, it'll have its days. Like, some days I'll be all right. Then some days it's like, I'm not really feeling it, or I can't explode. I can't do what I want to do out here. You know what I'm saying? But just sitting out for a year and a half, I was just so ready and eager to get back to basketball. It was like, I'm not about to sit out now. You know what I'm saying? So I went through my junior year. I had a pretty good junior year. And then that summer I went ahead and did So I mean, I had that year, and then the next year I came back and played a full senior year, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah, but 3 years of basketball though, because I played my first full year and then my freshman year, and my sophomore year I was suspended for the first 5-6 games like that, and I played maybe like four or 5 games that year, something like that, but they counted that as a full year.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's what ended up happening with the NCAA, because after my senior year I tried to get
Another year.
Yeah, a grad year or whatever, and at first the NCAA had granted it, I guess, because I was going on visits and everything. I went on a visit to Nevada. I went on a visit to South Carolina. So I was doing these things like preparing for another year of basketball or whatever, and then like a week or two before school starts, the NCAA calls, and all of a sudden I can't anymore, and my sophomore year A&M counted, I guess. So that was considered a full year or whatever. So that was my 4 years of basketball. So
What was life like after?
really just trying to figure it out, like trying to figure out the next step, because if I would have known that was the case after my last game at UNT, I would have been trying to prepare for trying to play professional somewhere, like whether it's overseas or, you know what I'm saying, wherever. I would have been trying to prepare from the jump. So, but when I got the news that I couldn't play, that's when I started to prepare for that, trying to, you know what I'm saying, just trying to figure out what to do. Like my dad, like this is new to everybody, so it's not like he just can call somebody and be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like we weren't plugged in like that to where like I don't know. So then like the guys who were already going pro they decided this months ago while I was still
You're taking visits.
Yeah, so what did I do? I went to my dad found some type of showcase in Vegas through a trainer that I was working out with in Plano up in Dallas at the time. It was some type of showcase for trying to get seen by, like, there were scouts there and also agents. So I went to that and I met a couple agents at that, and I signed with one. Like, from that, like, I signed with a guy, and it really just didn't go nowhere. Like, I went to another like showcase thing, but it wasn't like, it just didn't go nowhere from there. So it was just like, and then a lot of people were like, "Where's your footage?" Or, you know what I'm saying? It got to the point where, like, like, I got UNT, like, there's old footage now. Like, nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have no recent footage, so it was just like, that's when I feel like I, like, really lost touch with the game. Then, like, probably like 2017, like, that's when, like, I was really done with anything basketball wise. Like, as far as, like, I used to watch it here and there, but as far as, like, watching it, keeping up with it, just being, like, I didn't have that passion for, like, it at all no more. Like, because I feel like it was just time after time, like, it was an injury or red shirt, or, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, and as a kid, like, I probably could have been stronger and, like, more, you know what I'm saying, strong-willed and pushed through it, and kept trying, but it got to the point where I was just like, man, forget it. I'm all right, basketball is done. I'm about to figure something else out. Like, that's where my mind was at with it at that point.
So now you have a refound love for it.
Yeah.
Just talk about how did the game bring you back?
Really just being around my dad, like, I started watching them more, like going to the girls' games. I'm traveling and I'm pulling up watching them and just seeing them play and stuff, like, really, like, that's what really brought the love back for it. And
I always tell people coaching girls is one of the best things in the world because they don't care about the numbers. They just want to win.
yeah, and it's pure basketball. Like, I feel like that's what really brought the love, like, just being around that high school, that pure, like, it's not that serious, like, to them. Like, it's like we still playing, like, we growing up. Like, he had some good girls on his team. Like, he just had one, went to Miami this year. She'll be a freshman there this year. But just being around them, like, and they've been good for some years. Like, they won state clearly this year, but the year before that they were right there, like, one game away from state. So just being around them, really, and just, that's what brought the love back for me. And also Trayvon Landry that I was telling you about, he was going to law school in Dallas, and that's where he went to law school up there. And just being around him, locking back in with him and being around him, and he's an agent, so he tapped back in with that. So, like, just going to places with him and getting back in the gym and being around basketball again also with him and just chopping it up with him, and that really brought the love back for it too.
You talk about your dad, obviously, getting that state title. Like, for you to be with him in that moment, what does that mean? What does that mean to you and your family?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was cause just, like, he been coaching since I was born. So, like, for it to finally happen, like, he was the assistant when Bryan High played against TJ Ford and the Colony, when they had Deron Williams and Bracy Wright.
Yeah.
And that was the last time that he'd been to the state tournament. I mean, I was in elementary then. So, like, just for it to be, like, this many years later and he's back in the state tournament as a head coach, and it was just, man, I couldn't be more happy for him.
He's retired now, so I feel like I can ask this question. Do you guys beat Summer Creek? Because I don't like this 6A D1, 6A D2 shit. I do not like this two-split state champions.
Shout out to Summer Creek.
Shout out to Summer Creek.
And yeah, Jordan Walker, who was a friend of mine, he trained some of those girls over there at Summer Creek.
Yeah.
And we played them twice though. My dad's team played them twice this year.
Okay.
You can go look it up. The first game they smacked them probably like 20. And then, but they did have some girls hurt. They had some girls hurt, so I give them that. And then we played them again at the Duncanville Sandra Meadows Classic.
Yeah.
And we played them there, and we beat them again probably by like 10. So, I mean, the third time, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So I feel like
I love the modesty. The modesty.
it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, but I definitely would have rolled with Bos. I gotta go with Boswell. I would have if they would have played them again. I don't think it was too many teams in the state that could just match up with Boswell.
Good. Last couple of questions. I just kind of just want to say, I just want to just kind of just some quick hitters. 2012. Give me 4 guys in the city that you would have ran with against any class in the past decade. So give me 4 guys from Houston. I'm not going to say Bryan. Give me 4 guys from Houston that you're running with in 2012.
All right, in the 2012 class. I got to get a big, so I got to go with Cam.
Yeah.
Cam Ridley. I got to go Sheed.
Of course.
I got to go Sheed. Me, Cam, Sheed. Give me House on that other wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got one more because I think you're the 4th.
Yeah.
So.
Damn. I gotta go L. We need
Okay,
to
I just had to make sure. I was like,
y'all know I was gonna do that. Y'all know I was gonna do that. I gotta go L.
Talk about.
I gotta go L Boogie.
Give me your 3 musicians. Your 3 favorite artists right now.
Right now. Damn, that's a good one. I'm really trying to think. Hold on. Kendrick, he been my boy.
Yeah.
That Good Kid, Mad City album, that got me through. That album was my freshman year, but like when I left A&M and stuff, like I played that album like religiously. Like that album got a special. So Kendrick for sure, just off that album, that's like he one of my guys. I say right now, who I be listening to? Oh, Dirk.
Okay.
Dirk. I'm like early on that Dirk train. If anybody know me, they know. Like 2012, 2011, like I'm on that Dirk. When everybody was Chief Keef,
Yeah.
I was like,
Dirk.
yeah, y'all sleep. But, Chief Keef is that boy too. That he had that run. But who else? That's 2, right? So I don't know. I'll throw a female in there. I'll go Rihanna.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
If you had to have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who's at the table?
3 people. I got my grandpa first. Like
Okay.
my dad's dad. That's like he one of my heroes. Him and my dad. Like I look up to them. So I had to bring him back and sit down with him. And I say, you know Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi. Yeah. Okay, that's Pete. Yeah.
I did a project on him when I was like in middle school and something, and he seemed like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like to chill with him and I say Bryan.
Okay.
LeBron, that's my guy, basketball wise.
Yeah. And then 2 more questions. The second to last. The Eazy corner. Tell your experience. And also talk about who would you want to see on this show, and you have to help me get them.
Okay, I got a couple people, but first off, I appreciate you for having me on here.
Yeah,
and
I love it. Thank
just chopping it up with you and stuff. And I've been watching you. You know
Appreciate
what I'm saying?
it.
I've been tuned in.
Appreciate it.
So
Thank
keep
you.
going. First,
I got you.
Keep
I
doing
got
your
you.
thing.
I know you'll be back for me, so it's all
for
good.
sure. I'll pull back up.
Yeah.
But and then you said who I want to see on here.
Yeah.
I appreciate the hospitality and all that too. The red carpet road, that I appreciate.
It.
But who I want to see on here, man. I don't see Jonathan Sims. Jonathan Simmons with no J. Sims.
J. Sims. Okay.
J. Sims, Jonathan
J. Sims.
Simmons. I like to see him.
So the thing about J. Sims is I didn't know how good he was in high school. I didn't know he was like that. I knew in the pros, yeah, we know. Pro-Am, I know. But I didn't know how good, because it's almost like a thing like people don't realize Aubrey Coleman, he sat at the end of the bench at Marshall, but led the nation in scoring at U of H.
Right.
So, like, I never knew about Jay Sims' legacy in high school.
Well, like I said, he was on that team my 8th grade year. He was on that hoops team. Like that team was loaded with Garland Green, Jonathan Sims, but he was on that team, and I just watching him there, I was like, ooh, like
Yeah.
he raw, he cold, but definitely him because I never seen him sit down and talk with nobody. I think that'll be live. And I could try to help you on that for sure.
Yeah.
I could. We definitely got to get Sheed in front of the camera.
Thank you.
Sheed Suleiman.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one. And L too, LJ Rose.
Hey, listen, can you say in the camera, convince them why they should do this?
Yeah, you got to just for the city, for us, just like the legacy. I feel like some people just need to know. So, and just to where they at today.
Yeah.
Like Rasheed is still playing
basketball.
professional.
Yeah,
He's still doing it at a high level. And LJ, he is on his way to
being the general manager or something.
Exactly. So just to see like, and with L, it's like just to show players like it's more to basketball. You don't have to be the player. It's other avenues and stuff that you can work in basketball that you still connected with basketball without being a player, because everybody's not going pro. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. So I feel like more kids should probably see that side of it too, that where like I feel like it's always like we see the success stories or those are the people that are talking, but it's a other side to this too, like to the people that people maybe thought were gonna be there that didn't make it, because I mean life is life. Like, man, no telling what could happen, and you know what I'm saying, in people's life and their journeys, and so I feel like just L Rasheed and Jay Sims though, that's some good ones to get on here.
And my last question, I always end it like this: who is J-Mychal Reese?
That's a good one. I'm a son. Like I'm a man first, but I like to. I'm a good person. I'm a caring person, a loyal person. A religious person, you could say, or I believe in a God. I feel like I'm a survivor. I'm a leader. I feel like I could keep going about myself, but I feel like that's cool right there. Yeah.
This has been another episode of the Eazy Corner. It's been a pleasure with the Bryan legend himself, Mr. J-Mychal Reese. Please, guys, man. Also, like I just said, Rich Society, man. The new clothing line. I need you guys to holler at my boys. But also, subscribe on YouTube in the Eazy Corner. Subscribe on YouTube on the Eazy Corner. Follow Eazy Corner on Instagram, the Eazy Corner Films 5, the Eazy Corner Films 5. We'll see you next time. I'm here with the dynamic guard from Bryan, Texas, Mr. J-Mychal Reese.
Appreciate you, bro.